All right, I gotta pay us.
Ain't like nobody ever seen
They know what it is. Hey, it's early. Mike got me in here on a Monday early.
Yeah, but for I'm definitely gonna promote everybody watch the original first interview that I did with my boy Dudecancut.
Yes, sir.
But just for those that won't go back and watch the first one, I want to kind of recap on just who is Dudecancut.
Right. Okay. Are you asking me that now?
Yep.
We recording right now?
Yeah, we recording
I didn't know
right
that. Okay. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, Dudecancut. My name is Johnnie Barber. Been a barber now for 13 years. Yeah, 13 years. Own a shop, Lombard, Illinois. We've been in business for 6 years, and I guess what would describe me is I'm just a lover of people. I love people. I love to serve people, man. And I think, having people come in one way and leaving with a smile is what keeps me passionate about being a barber.
Yeah.
It's really deeper than just cutting hair. We are the first people that people come to, hey man, what did you do when you first met your wife? Or how was it when you thought this or thought that? And we're typically the first kind of guys that get that information. So it's a special bond and a special career.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think the barbershop is kind of like the first line of defense for men and going into like manhood, and they go to the barbershop?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Yeah.
I think it's changed over the years, but I definitely think it's the traditional, like, go to the barbershop, you know what I'm saying, have good conversation, and I think that's still a thing. Yeah. So what's your like beginning story? Like, not like starting off as a barber. Yeah.
But what was that moment where you had that idea, like, I think I might want to be a barber? What was it like when you was just going to get your hair cut in the barbershop?
Yeah.
And then what was that moment for you where you was like, I think this is something I might want to do?
Man, growing up, man, getting a haircut was my dad didn't play that, so we had to stay. He had us get a haircut every 2 weeks, and so my brother, he's not my biological brother, but he was kind of a kid my dad had raised. He was a barber, and so he started cutting our hair. And so every week he would come over and cut my hair and give me the designs. And back in the 90s, it was the Nike sign and Michael Jordan. So he would do all that. And so I stayed fresh as a kid. And so 96, he passed away. And so I started going to the barbershop. And so going to the barbershop. And it was just, man, I just always looked up to barbers. Barbers just seemed to be these cool dudes that just had it. Like, they was always fresh. They seemed to be making a lot of money. And they was artists, you know what I'm saying? And I connected with that as a young person. And and I think the barbershop for me growing up was just kind of like the staple in the community. It's like everybody, it was so crazy. Even, where we from, man, like nothing happened in barbershops. Like nobody got shot or killed, and it was like everything else. You go outside, dude, selling dope. But the killers was coming into the shop getting fresh. It was like the barbers was protected, like, in the neighborhood. So I always like connected with that. Like, man, this is dope. Yeah. So fast forward to my son being born, my firstborn. He was born in 2005, and I would say I started cutting. I took him to the barbershop to get his first haircut. Took him to try me. Yeah, took him to try me, man. I'm like, I'm gonna start you off right. And L couldn't cut him, obviously, because I ain't had to wait all day. But, shout out, I love you, L. But I forget the guy's name. He's not there no more. But went to him, and my son acted a fool in the chair, bro. I mean, just crying after the whole thing, just going crazy. And so he really didn't get a cut because he just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks later, I had some clippers laying around like every dad, and I just started cutting his hair. Just put one guard on and just went with the grain and just cut his hair. I wasn't taught it. It's just one of those things. Being in the barbershop, I'm looking at it, at how they doing it, and I was a natural. And I just started cutting his hair, lined him up, and text one of my friends who was a barber, like, hey man, what do you think? Is this cool? This decent? It's like, man, it's all right.
Good question. What was that like for you as a father cutting your son's hair?
It was dope, man. I felt like it was a bonding time, like for us, you know what I'm saying? And I felt really good that it looked all right, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, please let this be straight. And I had some I had some Remingtons. some Remington liners, and it was I don't know how I did it.
I don't know either.
Oh no, I did it, bro. I got to send you some pictures of them first cuts, but a couple years
that you got that.
Yeah, I still got those first couple cuts. In 2008-ish, I got laid off from my job. I was working at Wild Cable, and so that's around the time the job market had kind of crashed, and so everybody's getting laid off. So I got laid off. So I remember, I'll never forget it, bro. I got laid off, and I was so angry. And I came home, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and my wife was like, "What are you doing here?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, he fired me, I got laid off, and you know, and I just told her, I said, I never want to feel this again. And she's like, what? I was like, I don't want anybody to have this much control over my life like this. Like, they just woke up one day and fired me. Like, legit. And I'm not one of those people that's like lying, that's a big backstory. No, like, it was crazy. Like, yeah, we no longer need you to do this job anymore. That's literally what my manager said. Wow. Randomly on like a Tuesday. And so I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore. And so I started considering barbering. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how much barbers make. I really don't know. So let me go talk to Erskine. So I just went to talk to Erk. Shout out to Erskine. When I talked to him, this was probably like early 2009 at this point. And so, no, I'm sorry. This was middle of 2008, like the summer. So I went and talked to him. He was in his suite. He was in Glendale Heights. He had just moved to Glendale Heights. And so I sat down with him. I said, hey, man, look, I'm thinking about going to barber school. I'm like, do you think it's a good career? I know you doing it, but you do women's hair too. And so I don't know, should I go to what, like, how should I do this? And he's like, man, that'll be the best decision you ever made. He's like, I've been making a lot of money, man. It's a great career. And I'm looking at opening up a shop. And if you go to school now, when you're done, you have a place to work. And I'm like, all right, cool. So went, talked to him and started looking at different schools. Went to visit, what's that school on the south side? I didn't go to Larry's. McCoy's. Went up there, went to McCoy's. And I walked in there. And I'm thinking it's going to be a school. Like, I don't know, right? So I'm thinking it's going to be a receptionist desk. I'm thinking it's going to be a school. Man, barber schools is like a barber shop. Yeah. That's all it is. And you sit down and read for 30 minutes, and then you back on the floor cutting. And so I talked to the lady, and she gave me some information. I'm like, all right, I'll check the school out. Then I heard about his and hers on the west side, which is way closer to me. So I went over there, talked to Miss Elaine, over there, and she gave me some info, and I was like, man, I think I'm gonna do it. Took me a couple weeks, prayed on it, think I'm gonna do it. And so 2008-ish, I started barber school, and that was a whole nother experience. But it was a good experience. We had a lot of fun. The first haircut I did in school was a bald head, and so yeah, the first pair of clippers, you got your school kit. We had a pair of Masters. What else? A pair of T outliners, some Excels, and so yeah, man. So started with a bald head, bro. Didn't know how to hold the clippers properly. You know what I'm saying? I was already cutting, but it's just, you know, the barber technique. I just was kind of like, you know, going with it how I felt was right. But being in school, cutting with guys that's been doing this for a while, I was like, oh, I was doing it wrong. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to make what we're doing right now, like speaking to our younger selves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking to our younger selves. Like for me, I missed out on so many relationships because it was like I had to be at the shop, I had to work. If I don't work, I don't eat.
Right. Right.
I got to be here.
Right.
I'm personally a one income household. I got 5 sons.
Right.
How happy they gonna be if we sitting around the crib holding each other, watching movies, and the lights go out?
Right. Well, y'all hungry.
Yeah.
He growing, so you got to feed him.
You know, and I know that's, you know, over exaggeration or whatever, but it was like, it wasn't until my later years, within these past 6 years, that I've been really focused on the business side of being behind the chair.
Yeah.
And I realized that I had so many opportunities that I missed out on.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I believe is special about you, and then the reason why I'm like, I put like a highlight on you is because of the mentality that you came into the industry with, the focus that you had. And I remember a time that you kind of lost that focus a little bit. And it was like, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know what. So let's just tell them what happened.
Yeah.
So I was at the shop and everything was good. I was working, grinding, you know, but trying to create that work balance, you know, that work-life balance. And I just started to feel like I was burning out. You know what I'm saying? I was burning out, bro. I was, you know, working 6 days a week, you know, 8 in the morning, 7 o'clock at night, you know, 6 days a week, you know, and wasn't seeing my family, wasn't going to church, wasn't doing the things that I enjoyed doing, didn't do any music, wasn't like all the things I love to do. I'm like, I'm just giving my whole life to this thing. And I'm like, if this is it, if this is the only way, and if you work for Erskine, that is the only way.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm like, man, I got to do something else. I got to do something else. So I reached out to my guy, Craig Moore, who's my insurance agent, still is, worked for State Farm. And I was like, man, I want to just, can I work for you, bro? Can I do something different? You know what I'm saying? And we sat and had lunch, and he went over some stuff and got my license and told Erskine, like, hey, man, I'm done, man. And he was like, what? Like, it threw him off completely, obviously. Like, what? What do you mean? Like, took some, and I just left. I just walked away. Because I was stressed out. I was burnt out. I didn't want to see hair no more. I was done. And so I remember working at State Farm, bro, being in that quiet office, bro. I'll never forget walking in there with my coffee and my little tie and all of this, and my little business bag, and sat there, man, you know, and I'm just like, this is trash. This is trash. Ain't nobody to crack jokes on. Ain't nobody playing 2K. Ain't nobody talking about LeBron. Nothing. Like, I'm like, man, and so I was there for like 4 months, and then I think I was used cutting my hair at the time. I think I came to you cut my hair, and I think I asked you, like, bro, how do I do this? Like, I need a schedule. Do y'all have a schedule? Like, I didn't know any of this. All I knew was be at the shop, open to close. That's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? I was a little robot. I didn't know anything else. So I talked to you. I talked to Sam Lemire. I talked to Haven. Reached out to him. Reached out to Todd Bernard. I reached out to other barbers, and I'm like, man, like, am I in the Twilight Zone, or do y'all live at the shop every day? Because if y'all do, I can't do this. You know, I remember Haven was like, man, bro, you just got to have a schedule that works for you and your family. And it seemed so simple, but it was like a light bulb moment. I'm like, yeah, he's right. All right. So I sat down with this before I even talked to Erskine about coming back. Sat down with my wife. I said, what if let's work out a schedule? Because I'm like, I can't do this. You know, and I was still some weekends cutting some of my clients at home because I was still wanting to cut hair. I just was burnt out in the way in which I was doing it. Yeah. So worked out a schedule that worked for me and my family, and I just sent Erskine a picture of my little name tag. And he's like, yo, you back? You coming back? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm coming back. And so I ended up starting back, and first day back had a super packed day, had like 6 Beijings, and this is around the Beijing era. Yeah. The golden era.
How much was the Beijing during that time?
$60.
$60. How long did it take you to do?
About 45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes from start to finish?
No, about an hour.
About an hour?
Yeah, about an hour. Yeah, because babe, you gotta let it. I forgot. I don't use it no more, so yeah, I'm spoiled with Just for Men. So yeah, you gotta let that joint sit.
Oh, well, I want to talk about that Just for Men because I had an epiphany.
Okay, so I had like 6 bays. Man, couldn't tell me nothing. Yeah, I came back killing it, and my Dudecancut brand had already started. But I really locked in on like my goal at that point. Like, okay, in 2 years, I want to open up a shop. You know what I'm saying? And I just stuck to that. And I just focused and competed, traveled, did everything to promote the brand. And next thing you know, I got to the point where I was outgrowing where I was at, you know, and so I needed to be in the shop earlier. I needed to stay later. I needed to come on weird days and weird times, and it just wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, it's time.
Yeah.
And so I ended up starting, growing, having a suite, and the rest is history. I know we're gonna get to the rest of the history, but it's that's kind of where.
Yeah, so I remember I said this before. You've heard me say this a lot. I was like, when I started using the name The Haircutter, that was back on MySpace day, and it was originally not the THE, it was the DA, The Haircutter.
Did everybody start their name like that? Mine was like Johnny the Barber or something like that. My style seat days,
and it was really out of ego, because it was like at that time, like man, I cut hair, man. I cut whatever, men, women, children, black, white, you know, curly,
dogs,
straight, cats, dogs, fleas. You got a piece of hair, I'm gonna cut it. I was like, you know, so it was like, man, I'm the hair cutter, like,
right?
Like, because it was just like I felt so confident that it didn't matter.
Right.
It didn't matter who sat in my chair, I was gonna cut their hair.
Right.
But then you came with Dudecancut. I was like, oh.
And that's interesting.
And a matter of fact, I really cussed when like, for real, not out of hate or envy.
Yeah.
It was like, man, that's so genius. I was like, man, and I didn't even understand branding at that point.
Yeah.
So my question is, did you intentionally do it? Like, did you understand branding at that point, or did it just fall into your lap?
Bro, it was so crazy. So when I was at the shop, my first couple years, you know, nobody remembered my name. I'm just a new guy. I'm just the dude that can cut a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll never forget, around this time, we talking 2011, 2012, like, you know, Facebook is starting to really pop off, and Instagram wasn't around then, but Facebook, Twitter, you know, Google, starting to like pop. We getting old, bro. That's crazy. Right? Starting to do his thing. And so I remember I wanted to create a Twitter handle, a Twitter name. So it was just, I don't know, it just hit me, bro. It's like, all right, just Dudecancut. That'll be my name on Twitter. That's all it was for me, like at one point.
Right.
And then, you know, it just, I remember 2013, I started to, you know, I needed to separate myself. I needed to separate Johnny. You know what I'm saying? I needed to be known as something, because barbers had just started to really take branding and stuff serious. And so this is before the logo was created. This is before all of that, you know, but I know I needed something to be remembered by. And so, and it was easy for people to remember. It put a smile on people's face. Every time somebody say it, it's like, oh, all right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I remember my first cards, I'm standing on the card, you know what I'm saying? And it just said #Dudecancut on the card, and had my Instagram and stuff when it first came out. And so that's really how it started, man. And then I would say a couple years after that, 2014, 2013, is when I said, man, I need a shirt that says it, because I'm competing. You know, now I'm competing in these hair shows and stuff. So I'm like, I need a logo. I need a shirt that says Dudecancut. And so created a shirt. My first shirt, that joint was trash, and it just like ironed on letters that said Dudecancut across the front. I think I still got that shirt. That's a classic. I need to like frame that joint. But went everywhere with it. I wore it everywhere, bro. Wore it to the shop. Wore it everywhere. And so, you know, it just took off from there. And so it's just easy for people to remember. And remember sitting at the table with my wife sketching out a logo, and she drew a circle, and I was like, man, we need to put like the D here, put a razor there, and we just created it together. And then it just went to the moon after that, bro.
How instrumental has your wife been to your business?
She's been huge, man. I wanted to quit several times, especially in those early years. You know, making $150 a week and $200 a week, and bro, it was rough.
Those days.
Bro, it was rough. Sitting around like this on a Saturday.
On the side, yeah.
Saturday, chilling. Everybody else cutting but me. I'm the new guy without a beard, and you know what I'm saying. And so that's okay. It was tough, man. But I just remember just her encouraging me, and just just believing and seeing something that I didn't see early on. And so she was huge for that, man. She was huge because I'm like, as a man, I'm like, I want to provide. I gotta get a job, because I went into this not thinking that this was gonna be a job, bro. I went into this thinking this was gonna be something I can do until I find a job. You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it started off with just, I'm gonna go to barber school, I'm gonna have a trade, and then I'm gonna go to the shop, and then if once something come up, I'll at least have this as a backup. That was my approach.
Same to me.
Yeah, for real.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
supposed to be a music major.
Yeah, there you
Music education and performance at Columbia College.
Like, I'll just cut hair until I'm done with school and whatever, and then it just took off from there. So,
man, that's dope.
Yeah.
So to kind of fast forward, because I wanna. You've gone through most of what all of us have gone through in this industry. You know about the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes, sir.
We tend to want to talk about what clippers you're using, what you're doing with your fade and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think, from your experience, that sometimes we concentrate so much on the art of the fade and the craft of the fade to avoid doing the hard stuff, which is learn the business, and we think if we can outcut bad situations?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, man. I see that a lot, even with some of my own barbers. I see that. I think if you can master, this is the thing, man. This is half of this stuff is just customer service. If you could just master people, you make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You could be a C+ barber if you on time, your shop is clean, the lining is not crooked, it's a little sharp. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, crazy sharp, and you nice, you offer something to drink, and it's a pleasant environment, you're gonna be successful.
Yeah.
And a lot of barbers just thinking it's just about the cut. It's not about the cut, guys. It's about the experience.
Yes.
You got to sell the experience.
Yeah.
People think, bro, I'm not the best barber, but I'm going to treat you like you my father or something when you sit in my chair. You know what I'm saying? I'm hey, how you doing? How's everything? I got the same script, bro. I ask everybody the same thing. This is my opening. This is how you sit in the chair. What's on, man? How you doing, Mike? Good. Okay, good. What we doing to it today? Man, I'm going to do a mid-drop fade, or I'm going to do a drop fade, a little bit curly on the top. Okay, cool. All right. What is it? It's Monday. How was your Easter? Man, I'm cutting your hair. Da-da-da. Oh, it was great, man. Went to church. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. Yeah, I went to church too. And, just talking. It's a script, but it's genuine, though.
Yes.
It's a script, but it's genuine.
Yes.
And it keeps the cut going. I used to could not cut and talk. So that is a thing.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can't.
I couldn't talk.
Yeah, I know barbers that literally cannot do it. They can't. It is a thing. So shout out to y'all that can't do it. I just say, I get it. Okay, but if you get you a couple lines that you just say to every customer, it'll get you through it. It'll help. It really helps. You ain't got to, And so I know barbers that, like Mike is one of those guys. Mike will say, I don't talk a lot, but if you want to ask me something, I'm here. It ain't. You don't make it awkward. I know some barbers that'll make it very awkward to even say anything to them.
So my script is now, a person sitting in the chair say, so how you wearing it today? They tell me what it is. I'm like, dope, man. I think that's gonna look great on you. I'm always gonna make a suggestion. I'll be like, hey, you interested in doing detox? A detox shampoo with the haircut, they're gonna naturally say, "What's that?"
Right.
Now I get to explain what the benefit is, whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? Since you didn't know about it, why don't we just do it just so you can experience it, so you can know what it's like?
It's on the house.
Zone out.
This is customer service, guys.
Go ahead and do it. I get them in the chair. I'm like, so once I start the cut, I'm like, so how was your weekend?
You
I'm
let
try
them talk.
Yes, I'm gonna try to talk. And I set my timer for 5 minutes. I ask a question every 5 minutes. So my Apple Watch is on every 5 minutes. I'm asking a question that's piggybacking off of what they said. So I have to be a listener.
Yes.
And I have to make it seem like, not make it seem. Your story is so interesting.
Yes.
that I want to know a little bit more.
Now, this is a guy who admittedly said he struggles to do this naturally. So he has created a system to do this. Like, that's super impressive. I hope somebody get that. Like, for real. Like, seriously, because some barbers really don't think that's important.
Right.
And it's like, it is, man. It's super important. You ain't got to be best friends, but just it's part of the experience. It's like, I remember going to the dentist, right? Now, going to the dentist is not like going to the barbershop. You're vulnerable, but it's a whole nother level of being vulnerable at the dentist, right? Somebody's inside your mouth, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when I went to go see this lady, and she was my hygienist or whatever. She was cleaning my teeth, and she just made me feel like my teeth was like the worst. She didn't even say anything, but just her vibe. She wasn't talking. She wasn't like, and it just made me feel uncomfortable. And I'm like, and for a second, I'm like, so is this what some customers feel like? Like when barbers do that? You know what I mean? Like when barbers, they just don't want to cut. Like you just, what you getting done, bro? What? You got a picture? All right, sit down, man. I got you. It's just like, do you want to work today? Do you want to be here?
Right.
You know, and so that's important, man. That exchange of energy, man, it's important. It's big for what we do.
Yeah.
So I salute you, my friend, for like doing that, creating a system at every 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So how was your weekend? How was this? So that's impressive, man. That's yeah.
I mean, so is this? I'm really big on by any means necessary. I gotta get it done.
Yeah.
It didn't dawn on me until I got into the career that I picked a job that is relying on me doing the one thing
that you.
Because at first it was about the haircut.
Right.
It was just about the haircut.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just gonna cut your hair, right? I don't need to talk to you. Right.
Yeah. So you I'm assuming business got really good for you where you got really comfortable.
Yes.
Really comfortable. Doing well?
Yeah, oh yeah, doing really well.
Take care of your family?
Yes, sir. No complaints.
Your family sleep well at night? Because
every night.
That's the only thing that really matters.
Well, we got a baby now, so, you know, other than that, we sleep pretty good.
What would give you the audacity to say, I'm finna take this good situation, I'm finna uproot it and go to another place?
It's a long-winded question. So, man, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So my wife and I have been wanting to relocate for a long time. We've been looking in different cities for a while. And so we never really found that one place. We've been to Atlanta, been to Los Angeles, we went to Dallas, I went to Dallas, been to Florida a bunch of times, and went to Phoenix, and nothing really stuck really, man. And so we went on vacation last year, went to Naples, Florida, and just fell in love with the city, like really. And I'm like, I had never been to Florida where it didn't feel like Florida. You know what I'm saying? Because some parts are just like, this is definitely Florida. It's super country. Everybody just tripped out, right? Everything wet, and you know what I mean? Sorry, but that's some parts are just like that. And I assume the whole state was like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so we went back again and went up and drove up to Tampa, and I was just like, whoa, this is really dope. It gave me like Oak Brook vibes, and it's a very family-friendly city. And so that's where we're going. We're moving to Tampa, Florida. And to answer your question, what gave me the audacity? I have a successful shop. I'm serving in the church. Everything is great here. Everything is good. I have no complaints. My business is great. But I think what gave me the audacity to want to do this is COVID changed my whole mindset, bro. It truly did. The pandemic changed me, like, in a way where it made me more courageous to live, because with the stroke of a pen, somebody took my business away for 3 months. Like literally said I couldn't work anymore. And so, and this isn't nothing to do with politics or nothing, but that you know, being able to say, like I told you, I didn't want to feel that feeling again.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to feel like somebody had that much control over me. And so over time, it just, I remember sitting with my wife and we were just talking about the idea of relocating, what that would look like. And she's like, well, babe, you can't leave your clients. I mean, you've built this thing all the way up, and you know, what are you gonna do? And I said, I'm gonna start over. I'm a good barber. I'm not starting over like skill wise. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if I get into a good shop, I think in 6 months, I'll be all right in 6 months. And so I feel really confident about that. Not in a cocky, you know, I'm the best, come down there, I'm going to show them how to do it. There's some monsters in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I just want to be a part of a team, a new team, or start my own shop. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going back and forth about it. But I want to live, bro. I want to experience life in a different place. And I think my business being here has chained me to this place. And I don't want to be that way. I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to be 55 years old and be like, all right, I think it's time to go to Florida now. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? My back is all out.
Right.
And, you know, I don't want to do that, bro. Like, and I trust in God, man. I think God got me here, and I think he's calling me to a new place, and I feel real strong about that. He's confirmed the move over and over again to me and my wife, and I have an excellent group of barbers who I trust, and that's half the battle right there. Like having a good team that I know that'll be there every day, that I know that's going to take care of the clients. That's huge. So they are really enabling me to do this. You know what I'm saying? In full confidence, and I'm hiring, and anybody, please. Like Mike is hiring too.
Yes, I'm definitely hiring.
Dog, man. Where
the chair that Johnny is at, right there.
This could be your chair. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I think I want a new start, and in a new place. I want to experience 85 degrees every day. It snowed last night.
Yes, it did. I woke up to that snow.
I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is Easter, man. What's going on? And I think I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
You have any fears?
Yeah, totally. Fears is I get down there and it's really slow, or it's not what I anticipated, or my barbershop back home starts to decline.
Yeah.
I know I bring a big burst of energy there, my place. So I've been talking with my barbers and getting them prepared mentally and emotionally for that when I leave. And so that's a big, you know, can they take care of the clients? You know what I mean? All my clients per se. I believe they can, you know, but customers have people just want Mike. They just want Johnny. They just want this person, you know, and I get that, you know. So, but I feel like God has called me, bro. I really feel like that. And this is not to be over spiritual, but I really feel like I'm supposed to be there in Tampa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I got to trust him right now. All right. It don't make sense.
Yeah.
But I really believe it. And he's opened up doors. We got the place that we want. We live in the area that we want. It's like, I don't believe in coincidences, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be great. Yeah. I think it's going to be great. And I'm going to try to document the whole experience. And yeah.
So definitely looking forward to that. Yeah. Would you say, based off what I'm hearing you saying, because you've allowed your mind to be able to explore the worst that could happen?
Yep.
And then you compare the worst that can happen with the call that you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that's what allows you to push forward? Yeah,
I think it's not as detrimental as people may think. Because people have been asking me, bro, what? You leaving the shop? No, it's not that detrimental. Like, I'm a barber. Like, that's what makes what we do amazing. So I can plug up my clippers anywhere. You know, if God forbid something happens to my shop, the worst that can happen. I told my wife, we literally got a spreadsheet of pros and cons. Like, what's the absolute worst thing that can go wrong with this? And the worst thing is, we really don't like it, and we want to move back home. That's lit. That's it. And I just said that people do that. People go to cities. I had a client who moved to Dallas, and he came back in 6 months. He's like, it's just not for me. I thought it was, but it's just not for me. And I'm okay with that. That's life. I don't feel, I'm like, and my wife is, but I don't want there to be any, we got kids and we do. And I think if we could just grind it out until Corey's done with school, if we really don't like it, we just come back home.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, I'm okay with that.
Now,
I don't want to live and not experience it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go do it.
Your younger self.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have been able to do it 5 years ago?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like I always had it. Everybody does, right? If you live here, born and raised in Chicago, it's almost 80% of people you ask, if they could leave right now, if money wasn't a problem, they would leave. That's just, it's unfortunate. A lot of people leave in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? But 5 years ago, no, I wouldn't have did. I was too afraid. I was afraid.
Yeah.
I felt like, no, this is my shop. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I get it. That's legit. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people in different situations. But
do you think sometimes our confidence is more in what we could physically do in the moment rather than having a big picture view? Totally.
You think you could just go to the shop and just cut all day and you'll be all right. And it's like, you may not though. It ain't nothing. I told my wife, she was like, well, what do you think you could be making the first couple months? And I'm like, the old me would have been like, oh, I'm going to go in there and kill it. It's going to be straight. We're going to be good. But now the more older me, the mature me is like, I don't know. I don't really know. I think I'll make this amount, that amount, but I'm sure I have to spend a couple more nights in the shop than I would want to, than I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get back to you on that. And so I'm just, because I get it. I understand. I'm older now, more mature, and I'm ambitious, but a little more wise and realistic. You know what I'm saying? Realistic, like, my baseline goal is like $3,000, right? That's the least I want to make. But I was like, I don't know if I could make that the first couple months. We'll see. I'd be great if I'm in the shop and everybody's feeding clients and I'm able to take any and everybody, but I don't know.
I'm not going to be able to just skip over the fact that you say your baseline is $3,000.
Yeah.
When we have an industry full of, especially around local Chicagoland, where they just want to get to that first 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
How hard was it for you to get to that first 1,000?
The first 1,000 a month? It was hard, bro. It was very hard. It was very hard. I had a lot of help along the way, but I had a lot of fears. I had a lot of, Eric's going to tell you, used to irritate him because I was not the jump out the window barber. Like, you put a new client in my chair and they want color, and I never did color. I'm not doing the color. That's just, I'm not doing it. I don't know. I'm not doing it. And some barbers are just way more ambitious early on than I was. But yeah, it took a minute. But I remember when I first got it, bro, it was a great feeling.
So the idea of the first 1,000 was far reach. So when somebody was talking about $1,000 in a week,
that was, bro, that was like not even comprehensible for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, because I didn't think barbers could make that much money. even as a barber. I was cutting for a couple years, and I didn't think I could ever make that much money. You know what I'm saying? Haircuts we was all around $27, $30 at the higher end, $35. Yeah. And so
you gotta think about how many heads you gotta cut to get to the top.
And bro, I just think it was possible. And and then when I started doing it, I was doing it, but I was still working my tail off doing it. And I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm making it. All right, I'm making it every week with no problem now. I'm making it. But like I said, close to that pandemic time, bro, it changed. Everything changed. enhanced our value to a way I never thought we would get to. Even though it's a lot of barbers was already getting it, but you know, some guys didn't capitalize off of that. I did. I had clients willing to pay me anything during the quarantine time, and I'll come to your house. I'll pay you $200, and I'm like, what? Like now, after 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So it, you know, now it's just like the one thing I was worried about. I'm sorry, we all over the place, but another fear was I was looking at what these guys charge down south, and I'm like, $10 linings.
Oh, wait, I wasn't expecting you to say that,
bro. But I found some guys that's charging what I'm charging around that $50, $60 mark, so I'm good. But I seen a couple $20, $15 joints. I said, oh no, this thing, I can't do this. I'm gonna be in. How we gonna? I can't do this. I can't do this. I'd rather work at Target or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to shoot at this point, right? But I ain't got nothing against Target, but I used to work there. But yeah, man. So that was definitely a fear. But I found some guys that's charging what I'm charging in that same range, and I asked myself, am I gonna go down there and try to charge less, and then work my way up? And I'm like, nah, bro. No. The price. The price is the price. Yep. That's it.
And yesterday's price
is not today's price. Who is this new dude from Chicago? Yeah, hey, sit down and find out.
Exactly.
So, sit down and find out. So, but yeah, man.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I appreciate most about what you have brought to local Chicagoland is this, the way that you have with people. Is it, I know that it's genuine, but is it a business strategy, or do you really find that much value in people and relationships?
I would say both. It is natural for me to be, you know, where I am with people, but it's definitely a business strategy too, because there's so much value in relationships. There's value, bro. And you know, as a barber, like there's certain clients that just take you to the next level. You don't even know you don't know who these people are. And I've learned over the years, you just keep that relationship good. Keep that relationship good. The Bible says that your name is greater than riches. You know what I'm saying? And so I really believe in that. And it's true. If your name is trash out here, not as a trash barber, but as a person, then you probably won't be successful with anything. So I believe if you got a good reputation, man, that's what keeps you. And I'll teach my barbers that, like, the person you are behind the chair, that, you know, what I'm trying to say, your name, like who you are as a person will remain, but who you are as a barber, everybody cuts hair. You can go get a haircut from your uncle in the basement, but it's you that they're gonna remember. It's like, are you treating them with kindness and love and respect, and making it safe for their wives to bring their kids in and all of that? That's what they're gonna remember. It's not about the haircut. They're really not gonna remember the haircut. A lot of people don't know that. Like, it's not about the cut.
It's not about the cut.
It's you. It's Mike. I'm going to see Mike. I'm going to see Griff. I'm going to see Cam. I'm going to see Chris. I'm promoting my barbers. Going to see Beto. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so, you know, it's you as a person. And barbering just really just unlocked that for me. I've always been a genuine dude, not perfect, but just always been a genuine person. But barbering really just, because I want you to enjoy your experience. I want you to like what you know. I'm a servant, you know, and so a lot of barbers don't understand that. Like, if you get that part of it, like you're a servant, you know what I'm saying? You're not a waiter, you're a servant. A waiter just dropped the food off. You know what I'm saying? They don't really interact with you. It's like, you have the chicken? Yeah, here you go. You know what I'm saying? But a servant is like, you know, a person that's asking you what you're getting and how you want it and all of that, you know.
So we're gonna be wrapping it up. One of the other things that I think you really did that tripped me out. That, believe it or not, like I didn't just think that was possible. I actually avoided it. I mentioned earlier that I was going to go to college as a music major. Music is my first love. But, you know, my grandmother, God bless her heart, she would be like, you sure you want to just don't want to keep playing organ at your grandfather's church? I know he paying at least $400 cash every week. It shows what she thought about what I was doing.
Right.
And she just, she didn't know.
Yeah.
But it did something to me because it was like I already got to hear it from everybody else. Then to hear something from my grandmother, I was determined. I'm gonna prove that this barbering works.
Yeah, for sure.
So I neglected everything else. Everything else that I love, all my other passions and things that I was interested in.
Yep.
And you didn't. Not only do you have the name Dudecancut, you go by another name. You want to introduce yourself as your alter ego?
Jay Griff. I'm an artist, rapper, producer. Heck, now I'm a preacher. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, that's the
a whole
other
nother thing, bro. It's crazy. God is just doing a lot of things.
Congrats on that too.
Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Music is me, man. It's who I am, and it ain't nothing that I try to do. I just do it, bro. It's natural. But I definitely had a season of that though, for sure. So I identify with that. I definitely had a couple years where I wasn't doing anything else creatively but cutting hair.
Yeah.
And I know and there is a time to just kind of lock in on your craft and get better, and you know what I'm saying. But I just wasn't myself. When I had that burnout stage, I just wasn't myself, man. And it's like I need to. This is who I am. This is who God called me to be. And so if I'm not walking in who I am naturally, then I'm not gonna feel right. And so I'm glad that you're exploring other ways of creativity, and barbering is just a foundation.
Yeah.
You know? But one thing I had to do is I had to get over the dream of making it musically. You know what I'm saying? Because early on I was like, no, this is it. This is all I'm doing. And you know what I'm saying? Even starting in the barbershop, I'm just waiting on God to sign me to a record deal. Hey, Lecrae, I'm over here. You know what I mean? Like, but I realized real quick, like, no, it's not even because I'm not talented. It's just it wasn't what God had for me. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I still could be obedient, still write songs, still produce and put out music. But yeah, I enjoy it, man. It's just, I tell everybody, man, find something else that you're good at, do that. You know what I mean? I encourage Beto he's taking up photography and he got his camera and doing that. I'm like, do it, bro. Like, barbers are artists. And I love guys like Los Cut It and, even, who else is, there's so many guys out there, man, that's doing like a lot of artsy sort of barbering. And I just think it's taking the craft to a whole new level, bro.
Nice.
Like, a whole new level. Like I was telling them at the shop, like, man, like 10 years ago, like 2022, 2012, bro, like nobody was getting fades like that then. It was fades, but it was like ball fades. Yeah. But all of these like drop fades and mid fades and
fades, burst curves and then burst
fades, that was not a thing. It was like even all over his ball fades, light taper in the back. The haircuts was very basic then. We weren't even using spritz. I don't think. Man, some of it, I know I wasn't. I was lining my eyes up dry. And your liners had to be.
Yeah.
We was creating the white line without spritz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
sometimes red lines.
Yes, a lot of red lines, especially when the ProMates came out. You remember them?
Yes.
The ProMate blade?
Yep.
That copper blade, I was slicing and dicing everybody, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, it's for real.
That's funny. That's funny, man. So I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud to say that I know you as a barber in this city that I love.
Appreciate it, man.
But most importantly, like you my brother, like
yes, sir.
And you're not my little brother.
Yes, sir.
Like, and in a lot of regards, you big bro, because you brought an energy that we didn't have at Try Me. We didn't have at PhD. You brought you know, and even though you didn't work in those environments with us, are you still a customer at that point, right?
Yep.
You still, I feel like you're a part of that tribe, right?
Totally, man. I'm a disciple, bro. I'm definitely a PhD. I come from that stock. Y'all had the first shop I've been to, and at that time I was probably early 20s, maybe late teenagers, 18, 19. Y'all had the only shop that I could go to any chair, because it was a thing back in the 90s. You can't sit in Buddy's chair. You can't sit in he just started. Definitely can't sit in his chair. But at PhD, man, you was good. If, Erskine in the back eating while he got 2 clients in the chair. He got Oz charging $30. That was unheard of. Then you got Mike, quiet guy. He gonna get you in and out. You had Darnell. Y'all had some guys, bro. It was like I think everybody cut my hair there at one point. So it was cool. And that's when I started to think about what type of shop I wanted. I wanted a shop like that. So now I've been really selling that to my clients. Like, so who can I go to? I'm like, anybody. Literally anybody. I'm matching people off personality. You know what I'm saying? I even brought you up. I got a couple guys I'm going to send your way. That's like, man, they thinking, I don't know, man. I'm like, bro, all right, I got to back up. He going to charge you.
Yeah, you know what? I got a special link that's going to be for your clients, because I'm finna change something drastically on the website.
Gosh, he's not taking any new clients. This is gonna hurt.
That's fact.
God.
like
I only got like 2 but people you personally know though. That'll be like.
But I'm gonna have something special for them.
Yes.
If they go on the website and book, everything starts at $100.
Yes. That's the end. That's the end of the interview right there. We done. We done.
Because so you know my work schedule. You know how I've been doing.
Yes, sir.
What you don't know is, well, I might have mentioned this to you a couple of weeks ago, but
I try to raise my prices whenever Mike raises his. But go ahead.
8 weeks in a row. Saturday, I've been finishing up my last client around 3:30.
Look at you, man. Look at you. Hold on, man. Hold on. We gotta hold on, Mike. Hey, clap, man. Come on, Mike. Y'all don't know, okay? This brother be in the shop like what I just did this past Saturday, starting at 5 a.m., leaving at 8. It's a regular Saturday. He been doing that for years. So shout out to your back.
Tuesday, I've been getting out of here at 6:30.
Okay. Get home for dinner.
I've been getting out at 6:30.
Come on, Mike. Come on.
It's Friday, I've been getting out at 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And my sales haven't gone down.
They were going up.
They went up.
Wow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that just leaves me with that. I feel like barbers that are still charging $30, $35. The reason why you're still charging $30, $35 because you're still charging $30,
$35. and we're gonna have a whole nother hour on this, but bro, like, I encourage guys to be honest about your prices. Be honest. Like, if you're not a $50 guy, don't charge nobody $50 because that comes with a different level of responsibility.
Yep.
I think it's incredibly insulting to have somebody pay $50 to $60 and you're not on time. Now when I mean on time, I mean like maybe they could wait 5 minutes, 3 minutes while you dusting off your last client and they're about to get in the chair. But if you got people waiting 35, 40 minutes for a $60 service, that's unprofessional and you making us all look bad.
Yep.
So get better with your time management and get people in the chair. But be honest about your service. Like I try to add it when I raise my prices to 50, 55. I added in a hot towel with every client. So every single person gets, a hot towel, razor finish, maybe some light enhancements if need be. Because I was doing that anyway, but because some people just need a little bit of enhancement just to make the cut pop.
Yep.
And as an artist, I want to give them that look, but I don't want to. I paid $30 for these freaking for these fibers.
Yep.
And I can't just give them away for free. So you got to build that into your price structure. But yeah, man, I'm proud of this dude. He done got his time back.
Yeah.
Mike had a air mattress in here. Just
and I think that's why I don't feel so like drained even doing this, because I'm supposed to be recovering on Monday. But I feel pretty good. Eventually, I'm gonna really start taking my health even more serious. I gotta get rid of the barber belly.
I'm with you. I got it. I'm with you, bro. I gotta get rid of this COVID dad bod. You know, I think moving to a warmer climate is going to just really make that a little easier to get out and go for walks and do different things and stuff. So,
last question: how instrumental have your children been in you as a barber and as a man?
Oh my gosh, Mike, that's huge. It's my sons, man, my firstborn, my little guy. They make me. They inspire me. Corey was my first client. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell him, like when I open up my suite, he was my first client there. I'm like, and even in the barbershop, he was my first client. And I always thank him. I'm like, if you weren't here, I don't know if I would be a barber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. So your kids really reveal the real you. Mm-hmm. You know, they really reveal the real you, and they bring out something in you didn't know you had. I remember when I called my dad and I told him my wife was pregnant. Well, Larissa was pregnant. We weren't married at the time. And I'm like, Dad, you better be a granddad. You ready? You finna be a granddad. I was all excited. He brought me all the way back down to earth and was like, all right, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm finna be you know what I'm saying? He's like, this kid either gonna make you or break you, you know? And I've seen it break a lot of men. He said, but it's time to step up now. It's time to, because that time I was going through these different odd jobs. I was working. I didn't have a career, kind of all over the place. And so Corey really helped me to focus on like, pick something and go for that and be great at that. So my boys are the reason why we work so hard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're the reason why we're trying different things. And I think going down to Florida and seeing how the pandemic impacted my son, you know, being in the house for 2 years and not really being around friends and not really experiencing high school, it hurt me, you know, and see him down south really just swimming and just being outside and wanting to be outside and just inspired him and inspired me. Like, I'm like, I need to give him this. Yeah. I need to gift him this. Like, this is, and the kids down there, they never stopped going to school. All of the restrictions and stuff, they didn't have a lot of that here down there. And so that played a big part too. And I just want to create a better life for them. You know what I'm saying? And my boys they everything. And my little guy, he just runs my house right now. You know, and so they're the reason why we, you know, work so hard, man. So my boys played a huge part in my career and just kind of the decisions and where I'm going. And we had his blessing. Everybody's asking, so how does Corey feel about the move? He's in high school. But these kids are not the same as we was. The thought of leaving East in the middle of I don't know what I would have did. I was, you know, ingratiated with my friends at the time. But so with the Gen Z generation, that's y'all nephew. They don't view friendships and stuff the same way we did. They're virtual. Everything is virtual. Everything is online. He's like, look, as long as we got the internet, I can play my game with my friends. I'm fine. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not the same. And so we really got his blessing on it. And we wouldn't have. If he said he didn't want to leave, we wouldn't have. So wow. Yeah, we would have stayed for him. We would have stayed because he got 2 more years left and he'd be done. So
that's pretty dope.